Hello friends. So today's topic is chemical kinetics. This is very important. Yeah, chemical kinetics. So what we see here, the kinetics means the movement, motion. So here chemical reactions are occurring from reactant. It is interacting with each other to form product, right? This is the conversion of reactant to product, and this conversion is having a motion. We can say like changing something. That's why this is the kinetics. Okay. So chemical kinetics. So let's say start. So rate of a chemical reactions, very easy to understand. Rate means per unit time, or whenever rate word is there, it means per unit time, or with respect to time, what change, how much changes are occurring. So here the reactant is producing the product or converting to product. How many how many how much amount is producing, how much amount is converting to product. Okay, so that's it. That's the uh, reaction rate. Okay, so how we can measure the change. So eventually we can see here the decrease in concentration. So what is happening, reactant is decreasing in concentration, right? Because the reaction is happening. So decrease in concentration per unit time. So decreasing concentration by time taken, that is the rate of the reaction. Or we can say by reverse means increase in concentration of hot product, obviously. So product by time taken. So per unit time how much product is formed, or per unit time how much reactant is converted or decreased the concentration of reactant. So that is the reaction rate. So you can see delta R. Delta means very small amount, because we have taken the time as delta T, means in a small time change, in a small time change how much reactant is converted to product. Okay, so delta R by delta T, and it is written minus because the change of concentration, actually the change of concentration is negative or positive, here decreasing. So final concentration minus initial concentration, it will be minus only, negative only. That's why to keep it as a whole, to to keep it as positive, we need minus sign before the reaction rate. So that's why minus delta R by delta T. Okay, in case of uh, reaction rate with respect to the product formation, this will be plus delta P by T, delta P by delta T, you can see here. Okay, so this is the basic. So reaction rate is done already. Okay, so next one. So you can see same thing is shown here in the graph form. Okay, so how do we see, as time increases the concentration of the reactant is decreasing and the concentration of the product is increasing, right? So another thing you can see, the graph is not touching, means the concentration of the reactant is not getting zero, right? Whatever time is already done, but the concentration of the reactant is not zero. Okay, okay, so this is the, and slope here reacts, here slope is the showing the reaction rate. Okay, okay, so reaction rate constant. Okay, so next one. So let's go further. Here also it is showing as we increase the time, as we go further with respect to time, the concentration of the product gets increased, right? That's why the graph is shown like this only. Okay, so the next one. So here it is, for example, they have shown some data. So what is happening, the concentration of C4H9Cl. Okay, the concentration of that mole per liter in unit of mole per liter. So what is happening, the concentration is getting decreased. Is it so or not? You can see from the data, in the zero time it was 0.1 concentration, and 50 time means 50 after 50 second. Okay, the concentration is now 0.09, so it is decreasing. After 800 seconds that concentration is 0.017, so it is decreased, right? So gradually decreasing the concentration of reactant. Okay, okay, so here also same thing. Okay, another thing, the concentration unit of concentration is mole per liter, right? But unit of time is, if it is second, then mole per liter second, right? So you can see the reaction rate unit. Okay, so mole, liter inverse, second inverse. Okay, done. So this is already done. So this is already discussed. So another thing here, you can see R instantaneous is written. So actually the reaction rate, average reaction rate and instantaneous reaction rate, what we mean by this? So see, reactant is converting to product, but the formation of the product or the rate of the formation of the product is not constant, it is changing. How and why? Because the react, as we go further, the forward reaction as moves further, the concentration of the reactant is getting lowered because we are not supplying out from outside. So whatever the concentration was in the initial time, it is not same after some time, right? So it is getting decreased. So that's why what happens, the reaction rate is also getting decreased, the rate of the conversion of reactant to product is getting decreased. That's why it is changing. But in case of average, we need to have total reaction, means total concentration change by time taken total, that is the average reaction rate. But instantaneous means at a time, at a specific time, we want to know the rate, then that is in that specific time we need to consider the concentration change and the time taken. So you can see it is written as dr. So we need to remember delta is written, delta r means small amount of change, that is also small, but in case of dr it is very small. Sorry, extremely sorry. Okay, so in case of instantaneous, at a moment we need to consider the value. Okay, in that case it is written as d. Okay, derivative. So derivative is very small amount. Okay, so d by dt r means the change of reactant concentration with respect to time, it is the derivation. Okay, you people already know, I think, because in the math it is so many derivations are there. Okay, so many formulas are there. Okay, so you can see here it's simple only. So you can see the reaction instantaneous reaction rate or instantaneous. Okay, it is done already. This is simple, this is fine. Okay, rate of reaction already I have discussed. Okay, so this one is very interesting. This one we need to understand what happens, like in the chemical reaction when it is balanced, stoichiometric ratio is there. Means here what we see 2hi. Okay, so 2hi means hydrogen iodide, two molecules of hi, hydrogen iodide molecule getting converted to hydrogen gas and iodine gas, H2 plus I2. So in balanced reaction, and the prefix of hi is 2, right? So stoichiometric ratio is 2 for hi. For hydrogen gas H2 it is 1 because nothing is written, means 1. For iodine it is 1. Okay, so when we say the reaction rate needed to be like this. So what happens, the change of change of concentration of hi by delta t, we need to take half because stoichiometric factor was 2, right? So in case of that, half, because the change of the hi with respect to time is not same with the change of concentration of hydrogen gas, right? Because whatever change of hi is happening, half of that change is occurring for H2 gas. You can see wait for this, yeah, from here, wait for a second, sorry. So see here 2hi is converted to give 1h2, right? So conversion of hi is more, that's why we need to have half. Okay, so that's why half is written for hi, delta hi by delta t. Okay, so likewise you can see another example. So this one, so see 5br minus was there, stoichiometric 5. So dbr by dt and 1 by 5 is written, right? So it is will be equal to the conversion of like bro3. So dbro3 minus by dt, it is equal. Okay, sorry. Okay, so see this one, the reaction rate, change of the reaction, the change of the reactant concentration by dt is written as k into a to the power x b to the power y. What it means actually, the stoichiometric ratio whatever we see, that is written as x and y. This may be or may not be equal to stoichiometric ratio. Okay, k is the constant, so we can easily say the reaction rate is directly proportional to the concentration of reactant, right? As we increase the reactant concentration, it is very obvious that more amount of production, more amount of product will be formed per unit time, right? So that's why it is proportional relationship. But the to the power things we need to understand. So here, right, so here it is written small a capital A plus small b capital B is converted to small c capital C plus small d capital D. So the reaction rate will be k into reaction constant. K means reaction constant, rate constant, reaction rate constant. Okay, so reaction rate is equals to reaction rate constant into a to the power x, a to the power x, b to the power y. This is from experimental data, that what we see the reaction rate, how is it dependent, how is it depending on the concentration of the reactant. Okay, so value of x and y we need to calculate from experiments. Okay, so the reaction order is written as x plus y. This is known as reaction rate. Okay, so next one. Okay, so zero order reaction. So zero order reactions means that to the power x plus y, that is 0, means it is not dependent. If concentration to the power 0 means 1, so concentration independent, right? So reaction rate, if reaction rate is not dependent on the reactant concentration, then it is zero order. If it is to the power 1, okay, so reactant concentration to the power 1, that means first order reaction. If reactant concentration to the power 2, then it is second order reaction. So unit of rate constant, so if we need to calculate the unit of rate constant, how can we calculate? So what was there, reaction rate is equals to reaction rate constant into concentration to the power n, right? So now reaction rate constant is equals to reaction rate by concentration to the power n. So in case of zero order reaction, so reaction rate by concentration to the power 0, so it is no value, only remaining reaction rate. So mole per liter in mole liter inverse second inverse, that is for zero order reactions, reaction rate constant. In case of say first order reaction, so mole liter inverse second inverse is in the upper side, and the lower side it is mole liter inverse. Okay, so mole liter inverse got cancelled, so remaining second inverse for first order reactions. Okay, in case of second order reactions, in the upper side mole liter inverse second inverse, lower side mole liter inverse to the power 2, so mole liter inverse to the power 2. So ultimately reaction rate constant comes to mole inverse liter second inverse, mole inverse liter second inverse. Okay, you can calculate by your own, it is easy. We need to remember the equation, reaction rate is equals to reaction rate constant into reactant concentration to the power n, where n is the order of the reactions. Okay, so next one is the molecularity of a reactions. So molecularity, the number of reacting species, that could be atoms, ions or molecules taking part in an elementary reactions, which must collide simultaneously in order to bring about a chemical reaction, is called molecularity of reactions. So you can see NH4NO2 is converting to N2 plus H2O. So here for conversion, how many NH4NO2 molecule is needed? One molecule, so it should be molecularity 1. Okay, so in case of trimolecular or molecularity, 2NO plus O2, so 2 molecule of NO plus 1 molecule of O2, so trimolecular. Total 3 molecules is needed to complete the basic reaction, so it is the molecularity. So we can say molecularity by knowing or the seeing the chemical reaction very easily, right? But in case of order of the reactions, we need to have that experimental data, that how the reaction rate is affected by the concentration change of reactant or product. Okay, sorry. Okay, it is done already, so this is fine. So the next one, so zero order reactions. So for zero order reactions, it is obvious the reaction rate, that is minus dr by dt, is equals to k into r to the power 0. Okay, so zero order reactions, order is 0. Okay, so ultimately the reaction rate is constant. The reaction rate is equals to k, means reaction rate constant. Okay, so dr by dt, dr is equals to minus kt. After integration, this is simple integration, so what we will get, dr is equals to k dt. So from there, r, reaction concentration change is equals to minus kt. So ultimately r is equals to r naught minus kt. R is equals to means final concentration is equals to initial concentration plus, sorry, minus kt. Okay, t is the time taken. So here we can see, we can compare this equation with y is equals to mx plus c, right? So this is the straight line equation. So the graph will be like this only, straight line. Okay, here, so time is increasing, the concentration is getting decreased. Okay, so it is a straight line phenomena, and in case of this straight line, slope is the minus k. The value of the slope is actually minus k, means reaction rate constant. Okay, for first order reactions, reaction rate constant, reaction rate is equals to k into r, concentration. Third bracket is written, third bracket implying the concentration of that r or the reactant. Okay, so by derivation, from dr by r is equals to minus k dt. From there, by integration, we can get that k is equals to 2.303 by t log n log r naught by r. So here you can see this one. So here ln r by r naught is equals to minus kt. So from there we can get like this, k is equals to 1 by t ln r naught by r. K is equals to 1 by t. So from ln to logarithm conversion, we need 2.303. So ultimately this will be like, okay, here it is not written, so there only I can say, wait. So see this one, k is equals to 1 by t ln r naught by r, means reaction r naught is the reactant concentration in the initial time, and r concentration is the final. So now we can say k is equals to 2.303 by t log r naught by r. Okay, we need to remember this formula, very important, many questions are asked. Okay, so these are simple. Okay, next, oh here it is written, k is equals to 2.303 by t log r naught by r. So half life means how much time is needed to get to achieve the reactant concentration to be half. Okay, that is the half life. So in that case, r naught divided by r, final concentration is how much, r naught by 2. So it is coming log 2. So log 2, the amount of the value of log 2 is 0.3, most probably, I'm not sure, I need to check. Okay, so after that I'm multiplying with 2.303, it comes t half is equals to 0.693 by k. Okay, so t half is equals to 0.693 by k. So here T half is equals to 0.693 by K. So in case of gaseous system, the pressure or the partial pressure of this gas component or the molecule is directly proportional to the concentration of that molecule. So what we can write, K is equals to 2.303 by T log concentration of the initial reactant. So now initial pressure of that reactant, and in the down we can write the partial pressure after that specific time. Okay, so we can replace the concentration by partial pressure of that compound or the molecule. Okay, so done. So here that is done only. Half life I have already discussed. From half life we can get like this one. So this one, wait for some sign. Okay, it comes to like this one, 0.3. So I was right. So log 2 value is 0.301. Okay, so it comes to T half is equals to 0.693 by K for first order reaction. Okay, we must remember first order reaction, T half is equals to 0.693 by K. Okay, so temperature dependence of the rate of a reactions. Usually what happens, as we increase the temperature, the reaction rate gets double. In how much amount of temperature? It is actually 10 degrees Celsius. As we increase the 10 degrees Celsius temperature of the reactions, the reaction rate gets doubled. Okay, in usual cases. So ultimately, according to Arrhenius, he gave a formula, K is equals to A into e to the power minus EA by RT. So what is the significance? K is obviously reaction rate constant, and A is the Arrhenius activation energy. Sorry, yeah, A is the Arrhenius constant. E is the ln logarithmic E. Okay, and EA, capital E, A, that is activation energy. R is the gas constant, and capital T is the absolute temperature. So K is equals to A into e to the power minus EA by RT. So temperature dependence of the reactions. So we can see. So activation energy, potential energy, activation energy. What happens when reactant is converting to product? The minimum amount of activation energy, the minimum amount of energy is needed to get its active condition. Okay, so to make the reactant in active form, to change it from reactant to product, we need some supply of energy. That energy is actually known as activation energy. Okay, so you can see potential energy of A was down, but after activated complex C is formed, then activation energy got inside, right? So that is, sorry, what is happening? Okay, this is good only. Okay, so now it is more clear. So potential energy got increased. After that only the conversion is possible. Okay, sorry. So here you can see the most probable kinetic energy, fractions of molecules. That most probable kinetic energy is needed for the conversion of that. বলো পরে that So what is happening, the molecules, the reactant is converting to product, but not all, only a fraction of the molecules are getting converted to product. How much conversion will occur, that is dependent on the energy of that reactant. More is having the activated energy level, more will be the conversion, right? So fractions of molecules getting converted to product. Okay, so this is done, so this is also done. Okay, remaining part I will cover in the next class. Okay, thank you all.